this evening is a Toastmaster that I've known for a number of years who served on our board at a number of positions. And when she comes up to speak, she's full of sincerity, and she's very, very informative when she speaks. I like her style, the way that she speaks. She's sincere and she's very informative. I like that. And at this present moment, she's serving as our Vice President of Membership. So let's bring up here Margie Floria. Overview of Toastmasters.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Welcome to our open house. I'm so glad to see so many smiling faces out there. Tonight, like Nick said, I'm going to be giving you an overview of Toastmasters and Park Toastmasters in particular. Basically telling you who we are, what we are, and most importantly, what we can do for you. So what is Toastmasters? Well, you may not have realized it, but Toastmasters is really big. It's a worldwide nonprofit educational organization. It not only empowers people to become better speakers, but to also become better leaders. And the two really go hand in hand. When you're a better speaker and you're more confident, you naturally can fall into leadership positions. So it's really kind of it works together. And it's interesting to know that we are in 142 countries throughout the world, which I didn't know when I joined, so that's pretty cool. There's nearly 16,000 clubs and over 345,000 members. So this Park Toastmasters tonight is just the tip of the iceberg. So who is Park Toastmasters? Well, first of all, we are a community club. There's really two different types of clubs. There's a corporate club, which like a BMW or a FedEx would have, which is just for its employees. It's kind of closed just for the employees. Unlike us, a community club, we're open to the public. And as we say here, we've been serving Bergen and Rockland County for over 50 years. We had a big celebration last year to celebrate that milestone. And not only Rockland County, but we have people here from Monroe, we've had people from Warwick, so the surrounding area. Our current membership is about 30 members, and we're growing. Maybe we'll grow some more tonight, hopefully. And last year we got Distinguished Club status, which basically means that we hit certain performance markers that Toastmasters puts out. So we had all our officers formally trained, we added new members, different people in the club achieved certain speaking milestones as they went through the program. So now I'd just like to briefly recognize our officers. These are the people that work tirelessly behind the scenes to make our club what it is. So when I say your name, if you could just stand and be recognized. Of course, our president, Nick Marcatilli. Barbara Puccia, our vice president of education. Myself, vice president of membership. Our vice president of public relations, Stephanie Clark. Our treasurer, Maxine Cohen. Cox, who's serving as Sergeant of Arms and our secretary. So what will I experience by joining Toastmasters, you may be asking yourself. Well, first of all, we offer a self-paced, hands-on learning environment. Self-paced in the sense that you can work as quickly or as slowly as you like. So a lot of people join Toastmasters, they're gung-ho, they get up there a week after they join and they do their first speech. Whereas other people kind of want to stick their toe in the water. That's sort of how I was. So maybe I was a timer at first, and then I did another tiny role, and I worked my way up to speaking. But whatever works for you is fine. Obviously, we're going to try to encourage you to grow. So at times we may push you a little bit, but basically it is self-paced. And it's hands-on because you're learning, because you're speaking. And there's regular opportunities to speak at every single meeting. The icebreaker speech is the first speech you would do if you join, and it's just a speech about yourself, because it's the easiest topic to do. You know about yourself. So you tell us about yourself for 3 to 5 minutes. You might talk about where you like to vacation, or just give us kind of the chronology of your life, or just some other interesting facts. Then another opportunity is what we call table topics, which I believe we're doing tonight, and that's a very important skill. That's learning how to speak on your feet. So somebody like myself, if I was a table topics master, would throw a question out to the audience and I'll just call on you and you need to stand up and speak about that or answer that question for 1 to 2 minutes. And that's a very important life skill, whether it's at work or anywhere, just to be able to think quick and speak confidently. And then prepared speeches. There's whole sequence of speeches we do as you join Toastmasters. The first manual is 10 speeches that each one works on a different skill. So it could be vocal variety, it could be using gestures, it could be how to organize your speech, but you'll go through the speeches and build on your skills as you go. Another thing I really like about Toastmasters is honest and encouraging peer evaluations. We were just talking about evaluators for the speech. So every speech that gets done, you'll have an evaluator for the evening. And that person will listen extra carefully to your speech and later on come up here and give you an evaluation how you did. You know, what you did good, and then always leaves you with something that you can work on for the next speech. So it's very, very helpful. There's plenty of volunteer leadership opportunities. Of course, we have the board members, like I said, but we have other events. For instance, a chair for our open house, or a chair for Ramsey Day, or someone to head up our holiday party in December. There's plenty of volunteer leadership opportunities here. And finally, access to a mentor, also a big plus. So when you join Toastmasters, we'll pair you up with a more seasoned member, and you can meet with that person either over coffee or on the telephone, and they can kind of get an idea of what your goals are with Toastmasters, why you joined, and they can help walk you through your first couple of speeches, answer any questions you have, and it's a nice way to partner with somebody as they start. So there's a lot of really good things. Now, if that isn't enough for you, what's in it for me? Like I said, a supportive and positive learning experience and environment, which you'll see tonight. You will definitely enhance your communication and leadership skills. I was telling somebody earlier, when I joined Toastmasters, I was one of those people, if I had to speak, my heart would just race and I would turn red, and I hated that. And like now I can get up and speak confidently. So it's really made a big difference. Greater self-confidence and personal growth. Competitive advantage in the workplace. It's important to be able to talk, and a lot of times if you're afraid to speak or aren't confident you're speaking, there may be opportunities that you're going to get passed by for because you can't do it, so that can help you there. Like I said, it's a global organization. We have a great headquarters team. I know we have a team in the U.S. and California, and I've called them on different occasions. You get a live person, very helpful. We have speech contests like Nick just participated in twice a year. So we do it at the club level, and anybody can do it. And then if you win, you can go on to our area contest and then the district and move your way up, which is really neat to see. You can see other speakers too. And also you get the potential to become an accredited speaker. So I mentioned like those first 10 speeches. When you achieve that, then you get your advanced speaker bronze, and then you go to a silver level and a gold level. So there's always different goals you can attain as you go through. What else? We have district conferences. Usually there's one not too far from here, maybe 40-45 minutes from here. You can meet other speakers, see other clubs, get involved with Toastmaster business if you want. They have an international convention in August. Sometimes it's in the States, sometimes it's overseas, which would be really cool. I've never done it, but if you had a chance. Access to helpful resources. We have a very good website, very user-friendly. There's tutorials, there's all sorts of resources on there if you want. And then we also have Toastmaster magazine, which you'll start getting in the mail if you join, and that gives you news from Toastmasters all around the world, which is really cool. So now I just wanted to briefly give you 2 different member testimonials of people who have joined and just kind of, what their experience has been. So I'm going to ask Barbara to stand up, and if you could just tell us, how long have you been a member, why did you join, and what have you gotten out of Toastmasters?
Okay, thank you, Margie. I've been in Toastmasters for about 3.5 years. And you can call me a Toastmaster junkie, because I started out absolutely terrified. I would get the stomach ache, I would get the shakes, I would have diarrhea, rampant. I would be so nervous about getting up in front of people and speaking. I am a behind-the-scenes person. I was in information technology, I was a programmer, sat behind a computer. Then I became a writer, I sat behind a computer. But as a writer, as an author who wanted to sell books, I knew I had to get out in front of people and market myself. And as a children's author, get up in front of schools full of 200, 300 kids at a time and entertain them. And be engaging and fun and all that stuff. And I just did not know how to do that. So I said, well, if I really want to publish a book and I really want to be successful, I have got to get over this fear and I've got to learn how to do this. So I joined Toastmasters, and what was great about it was that I could practice my presentation that I was going to give at a school here and get all of that positive reinforcement and all of that feedback so that I did it here first and got good at it before I went into the real world and did it. And so it was a great experience for me. I've done, I would say, I don't know, maybe 4 dozen author visits at this point, given 15 speeches. I was president. They rope you in after a while. I was president, so I got used to speaking without preparation. And it's been a great, successful, wonderful experience for me. So I hope you do join, and I hope you'll get out of it as much as I did. Thank you.
Barbara. Thanks. And one other testimonial I was going to ask this thank you. Just tell us again, when did you join, why did you join, and just, a minute on what Toastmasters has done for you.
Sure. Thanks, Margie. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I've been here for a year now, close to a year, not even a year. I started learning about Toastmaster because of my wife. At work, I constantly give a lot of technical presentations and to both senior leadership as well as in a larger set for my own team. The challenge I always had is intimidation, when especially senior leaders are asking specific questions. Also, toning my message right to them. So listening, understanding, as well as knowing what message to give back is what I'm trying to learn here, and it is helping me.
Thank you. Thanks. And there's many more testimonials out there too. So what does it cost to join? Everybody's question. If you join, it's a one-time new member fee of $20. That would include your 2 manuals, your speaking manual and your leadership manual, and processing fees. And then our membership dues can be paid every 6 months at $63 or $123 for the year. Now we're meeting, twice a month all year, so it's at least 24 meetings. Like I said, you're getting all these resources. You are going to grow tremendously as a speaker and a leader, so it is well worth every penny. That I will just say. So if you say, I want to do this, how can I sign up? You can speak with me after the meeting. We have a membership application you can fill out, and then you can return that completed membership application back to me. And we have our website if you want to visit that to learn more information. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. And that concludes it. And thank you for attending the webinar.